Welcome back to Shabby Shack Studio. This is Kim, your host, and it's so good to have you back. First of all, I would say just a little sorry in case you're finding my voice is a bit croaky. I am recovering from a really nasty bout of laryngitis, so again, another reason why I'm a little bit late this month, because I couldn't actually do the recording. So this month we are doing May, of course, but our theme this month is Plan With Me, Move With Me, because if you've been following me on socials, you will know that we are finally moving into our new home. So I've done things a little bit differently because I'm a little bit time poor this month, and I am a firm believer that Bujo journaling as a whole should be about being fun, not about feeling that you have to do something for somebody else. This is about making your life a little simpler, a little easier. It's about looking at your own creative, just creativity and what makes you happy. I've seen a lot written about Bujo fatigue lately, so I found that really quite interesting, that this should be a joyful. If you're creating something because you feel like you must, then you're really not enjoying the moment, and this is really about being mindful, slowing down and creating something that makes your heart happy. So if you're feeling fatigue, you may need to address why you are. Are you creating it for somebody else? Even mine, and I'm sharing them with you, and I'm recording what I'm doing, and I'm doing voiceovers and things like that. I still enjoy this moment. In fact, my entire spread this month was planned and created while I was recuperating on the couch, because I actually made myself stop this month because I was just so sick. So I'm not sure if it's a flu or if it's COVID. I didn't have any tests in the house, and I certainly wasn't going out to get one and infect somebody else with whatever allergy I had, just to say that I had COVID, but it certainly wasn't a nice bug. So this was actually all done while I sat on the couch with a favorite movie that made me, just made me feel happy. So I'm hoping that yours is created the same way. So because I'm moving, everything is all about packing boxes and making lists and making wonderful plans for our new home. So this month's theme is dedicated to that. It is dedicated to packing up and writing lists and all the joyful things about moving, as well as trying to make the stressful parts less stressful. So we've started with our page keeper, as we always do, and you can see it has like little sticky note tabs, which is the Plan With Me, Move With Me. I had drawn this on in a pencil really lightly. It's hard to see, of course, but I had done a little background sketch before I started with my favorite Pilot white gel pen, which does look like it's running out a little bit. I think I need to get a new one because I just love this one. I use it so much on my black cardstock. So I started with my little page keeper, make it nice and simple before moving on to my cover page. Now, I've had lots and lots of people asking me if I can do some sketching videos. And so to this end, because I don't have time for watercolor as much as I love watercolor, and because I just am determined that my Bujo and my journaling should be from the heart, you will find it is all sketched, all ink, and a little bit of Copic this month. So I haven't done my standard color palette, but what I've done is shared a lot of my sketches with you. So this one's actually quite long. It's about 25 minutes long, and it's all sketching. So you very much see my style. I've kept it, I've only speeded it up ever so slightly so you don't kind of see me stopping and thinking. Everything else is pretty much in real time. So this is me inking. What you can see is just a light drawing, excuse me, a light sketch that I've done. And the picture is actually inspired by the inevitable moving boxes that are everywhere when you move. The notepads, the cup of tea or coffee to keep you moving when you're starting to feel dead on your feet. The house plants and bits and pieces that start getting moved around and piled into a corner, the endless lists. So all of those things. And I've also added in there a couple of little hearts and a home sweet home theme, because We've just bought our dream home, and that's what we're moving into. So we're moving away from a temporary rental and into that. So I thought it would be lovely to really share my heart with you this month. And as you can see, my sketching method is very sketchy, I guess, for lack of a better word. I like to have, quite a loose style. And it's quite stylized in the leaves, as you can see on this sweet little pot plant. You can see it's just pretty much squiggles. So guys, if you're just making some nice little shapes, because that's how your leaves look, let's face it. If you're looking at a plant with lots and lots of leaves on it and they all are jumbling over each other and you're looking at them at all different angles, don't get too specific that everything has to be shaped like a perfect leaf. Have some fun with it. A little squiggle and a little dot here and there, and then a general leaf shape-ish situation will work wonders. You'll see then that I've done, a lot of it I have my little ruler there, but I do a lot of sketching just freehand, and then loosely add in some kind of shading or texture as I go. I have added some background music for this one because after I'm talking for a little bit, you'll notice that my voice gets quite dry and I feel like I need to cough. So I do apologize if my voice is croaky. Still recovering, guys. Anyway, so moving on, I've done this on one of my favorite cardstock. So this is a recycled Forest Stewardship Committee, so it's FSC, it's recycled, it's wonderful, it's good for the environment, it's lovely paper to sketch on. It is not 100% white crisp, it has got slightly kind of a vintage antique off-white colour, but that doesn't bother me, I quite like that. Again, you'll notice it has been punched because I'm going to add this at the end, so I'm going to do a flick through at the end. So anybody who wants to skip ahead, you can go that way, as I've added the pages in this month. So I've added in my nice little Home Sweet Home. You will see me add that a couple of times. So this was really just such fun to just sketch completely from the heart, anything that came to mind, adding a little bit here, a little bit there. You can see, and I kept this on purpose when I edited. I didn't want to edit out my thinking and where do I add a line process, but you will see, definitely see my style, and I hope it encourages you to be quite loose and relaxed with the pen and with your ink, and be friends with your ink. Don't get so worried that you're going to put a line in the wrong place. Just enjoy your moment, enjoy your sketching, enjoy your creative time.
I'm driving down an empty freeway, no waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sunrise behind me.
I flipped that over, and on the back of this page, it is quite a thick GSM, quite weighty cardstock, so I'm not going to get any ghosting or issues with that with my pigment liner. I do use a combination of the 0.03, sorry, get that, of the 0.3 and the 0.2. I do use a combination. You do see me switch in a moment because the little picture frame, Home is Sweet Home, is actually done in the 0.02 because I wanted that detail to be quite fine, and so it doesn't become a black blob. So you will see me switch between the two different styles of liner. You will see why there's a little curl up here in a moment, because you'll see I do take a little bit of time to show you my process on this one, especially because I've got the little sketch next to the calendar, so it does spread over the 2 pages. So you will notice that this side's on the off-white cardstock and the other is on the silk digital paper, which is a crisp white. To me, I don't mind if it bothers you, use the same paper. You may be doing it in a journal as well, so you may not be punching yours and adding to a homemade journal. So work with what works for you and what you prefer. Things that I do get asked a lot, because I don't use a standard grid like many people do, is I do tend to measure out my calendar and things like that because I don't have your dot grid. They're little boxes on mine. My pages are around an A5, so I can tear out a page from an A5 and pretty much fits directly into my vintage journal that I've created. The actual spaces there on my calendar are just a 3 centimeter square, simple as that. And where I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is just 1 centimeter. So I've just made that little border. There's around a 4 centimeter gap at the top. It does allow for me to add an extra line of squares at the bottom if I need to kind of catch up a few more days in the month. But I do run my months together. So the 1st of May actually finished in April, and then it ran over to the next month. I actually just like to have them so they run together, not that they're all so separately defined, because it's just not how it works in real world for me. 1 month disappears into the other so quickly, and if you're anything like me, you are literally sitting there going, how are we in May? Next month is June. We're halfway through the year. How did that happen? Where did this year go? It's been so busy here in the studio that I can't even. I honestly cannot even imagine. It has felt like there's been so much accomplished. So I'm hoping you feel the same in your life. But I still can't believe it's May. It's just gone by too quickly. So anyway, I've shared this little sketch, a sweet little stool. As you can see, it's really quite a simple process. I've done a little sketch there in pencil once again, and then I'm just inking over the top of it. So hopefully that helps you when you're creating yours to realize that it doesn't have to be complicated. This is going into the 2nd page of May. You can see the little leaves at the top, and as simple as that. And I do the Saturday and Sunday as a division. You of course can do it differently if it suits you, but I just find that for me, I don't tend to schedule a lot on the Saturday, Sunday. For me, I like those as a division on the month at a glance. Okay, so this is my actual weekly setup. You will see on the flick through that I've done one at the front as well, but I wanted to do this one with you so you could see what I do. I created a little sketch in the bottom corner. This is the digital silk paper, so it's crisp white. I divide my spaces up into boxes. This month I did them horizontally. I use my sweet little clear ruler. I love the rounded edges. I wanted to keep that kind of, excuse me, the little sticky note arrow. Quick water break there and I can carry on. I then picked up my Copic and then just write the dates over the top like you can see, and I'll use my pigment liner to just go around those. I just find that they're the nicest way to bring some colour in and not have to incorporate something else on my little spaces that then inhibits what I can actually write in them. So this process is definitely the one that I choose for my weekly spreads, and I'll go back later on and add a little bit of Copic, a little bit of alcohol marker, just to add some little colour to the little picture at the bottom, which is some books and a packing box. So I hope you enjoy that one, and that you'll see that it's quite simple. I'll add extra pages as time allows, so each picture will be a little bit different. It's just whatever comes to mind and comes to heart. And lastly, I'll move on to my affirmation page. Again, I've just kept this really minimal this month. I haven't done a watercolor color palette, which is completely out of the ordinary. But for me, because it felt like it was black and white with just a little bit of Copic, it just didn't feel like that I should be adding that, because I'm not thinking so much about color palette this month. I'm thinking about lists, and it's such a black and white scenario for me. So I've kept it quite simple, and it felt like that a color palette just didn't quite fit. This little verse is a favorite of mine. It says, "I always get to where I'm going by walking away from where I've been." It's a sweet little one from Winnie the Pooh, and I definitely feel that it is suitable for this month. It speaks to my heart. We're definitely walking away from our previous property, I guess, and into our dream home and a big renovation project. It's something that I'll be sharing with all of you on my socials and here on the vlog. So it'll be such a fun process. I'll be asking your opinion and popping some polls out there, and making sure I'm adding in some reels and vids of my process, and I'll be painting. My textile range will be incorporated into our home. I'm decorating, creating a new studio space. There's going to be an opportunity to come and workshop with me, whether that looks like Bujo or even service pattern design. I've had so many people asking me and students asking me if I'll be teaching textile design, so I'm definitely going to be doing that. Some watercolor and all of that. So it's going to be such an exciting project, where there's so much space in this wonderful property to be able to have those workshops outside or in. Trust me, it's going to be so much fun. So I'm hoping that you follow along on this journey, and even share secrets of yours, because any advice you have, I'm an interior designer, but you're always learning. So if you've used a product and found a product you love, I wanted to hear from you. I want you to share that opinion. If you've found that you've installed something and then found it didn't work, whatever it is, goods, bads, the whole lot, I want to be sharing it with you and have you sharing it with me. So back to Bujo, I'm working with my favourite black cardstock here, lovely weighty thick cardstock, and my favourite Pilot Poplol white gel pen. So I use this every month, and you guys always ask me about it, so I will link all those details for you below. I've kept it quite simple with this quote, and then I'm going to add a big section down the side that you can see on the last third, which is going to just be for notes, all the things that you need to remember when you're moving house. Have you rang this person? Have you organised this? Have you bought more tape? Whatever it is, that long list is going to be for all those things. So if you have any questions, at the end of this, there's going to be the final flip through, just a little reminder, and you'll be able to see me popping them all in and how it runs together. I haven't done a mood tracker this month because, like, honestly, the mood's going to be, it's going to run between being super happy to be in a new place to exhausted because I'm doing a million things and probably just a wee bit stressed. So for me, I feel like the space would be better used because there's not going to be a lot of time to just sit down even if I really want to. So I think the space will be better used for leaving room to make additional notes and keep myself on track for all the things. So I haven't bothered with the mood tracker this month. But by all means, if you're working along with me and you're using this gorgeous black cardstock and your white gel marker, do a beautiful mood tracker for me and share it with me and tag shabby_shack. That's the socials, and show me what you created. Let me know. I'd love to share it. I'd love to see what you create.
I'm driving down an empty freeway. No waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sunrise behind me.
Okay, so finishing off the final little note section there in that final third that I mentioned, added a sweet little sprig of leaves underneath the words Winnie the Pooh, and then we're just a quick flick through where you can see me adding in the pages to my sweet little journal. As you can see, this journal is just getting fuller and fuller, but it's just such a pleasure to use. Don't forget, guys, to hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon.